All right, welcome back. We have Jay LEHEW with us with Dallas Pets Alive, and we're talking about pet fostering and how you can become a gay great parent to a potential pet. All right, so when we left on the last break, we were talking about fostering, all the details of that. We're going to get into rescue groups here in a second, exotic animal fostering and all your pets, and a way for everybody to get in contact with you. But could you tell me a little bit about fostering? We've already heard about the do's and don'ts and all that. Is there any other tips or tricks that we need to know?
Basically, I will tell you that fostering will bring you some of the greatest joy you've ever had in your life and some of the greatest heartbreak you've ever had in your life. But you know what? That's okay, because I would not trade it for the world. Every time I have fostered a dog, whether it's been just a dog that we pulled from the shelter that was, no health problems, no nothing, or like Bricky, the tripod that we named after Briquel Bro, the Paralympic swimmer. Each one had such an incredible story. Each one was such an individual. And when they got adopted out and we would take them to their new home, I would have to have Mike drive, Mike, my husband, because on the way back, I would just weep unconsolably, just cry, because I felt like a part of me was being ripped out. But what's so amazing is that as hard as I loved each and every, and still do love each and every one of them, we get to pick the adopters, because the adopters apply. We interview them, as the foster parents, we interview them and we make sure that they are going to the right home. And when I find the right ones, they're the ones that say, can I keep in touch with you? Can I send you pictures? Can I call you if I have a question or whatever? And I'm like, yes. And
because they're engaged.
Parent, yeah, they are. They want to make sure that I know what's going on. And if anybody would know about an issue or how to solve an issue, it would be me, because I had them for so long, or, whatever. And each and every one of my adopted fosters, all of those parents keep in touch with me. I just got a picture the other day from one of my babies that was adopted 5 years ago. Said, hey, just wanted to say hi. Here's Chessa. And I was just like, I mean, I just was, but it's so great. It's such a great feeling that I saved a life. I put a family together, and it's such a great feeling. And I can't explain it. It's love. It's love.
Yeah. I want to talk about your best success story as far as fostering. I know it's hard to give the dogs to an eventual home, but fostering, where's your best success story where you had a foster and then you gave it away and you just saw so much happy emotion from the adoptive family?
Wow. There's probably like 3 or 4, as far as, we had Marge, who we rescued from a fight ring, who we didn't even know what color she was because she had no hair. She had chunks of skin missing.
Oh my God.
There was Bricky, the puppy that was hit by a car and had to have her leg amputated. And then she wound up being a therapy dog for children in hospitals that have amputations. Yeah, I know. But I think as far as success overall, there was a boxer at the Dallas shelter and she had heartworms. And at the time we were really into The Walking Dead, and we named her Michonne because she was a warrior and we knew it. And so we got her through heartworm treatment. And for some reason, she wasn't getting any adoption applications. And I was like, why does nobody want this boxer? She's amazing. And we got an application, but it wasn't the right fit. There wasn't a connection there.
Right.
And I told my husband, I said, we're going to adopt this girl. And I said, because what I want to see is somebody who sees Michonne and just falls in love, like immediately. I got an application, and on paper it was like, okay, yeah. But I was like, she's never had a dog before. She showed up at the door. Michonne ran down the stairs to meet her. She opened up the door and she fell to her knees. Michonne started licking her face and she goes, I can't live without this dog. I love her so much. I mean, those were the first words out of her mouth. They're rolling around at the base of our stairs. I said, there she is. There she is.
Oh my God. And you knew right then and there.
Yeah, that was, I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago. Her name was Veronica, the girl who adopted her.
Mm-hmm.
We just attended Veronica's wedding a couple of months ago.
Ooh.
She became one of our very best family friends. Veronica also became a foster with Dallas Pets Alive and has been fostering deaf dogs, blind dogs. Michonne sadly did pass away a year ago. She developed a tumor, but she had this experimental surgery in New York and was on, they did interviews in New York, because the surgeon that did her surgery was world renowned. I mean, it was just this crazy thing that wound up getting so much exposure for him and for the rescue. And it enabled Veronica to meet her boyfriend that she eventually married. So many things happened because she walked in the door. And so
that's what I say.
Success on every level.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. I mean, fostering a pet could literally change your life.
Yes.
And, we have 2 English bulldogs here, and I call them rescue lights because they were from a rescue group, really from families that couldn't take care of them any longer. And so I kind of want to talk about that. There's a lot of rescue groups out there. So can you tell me about rescue groups and, some of the things you should look for in a trustworthy rescue group?
A trustworthy rescue group, you want to make sure that they are a nonprofit, that they are a 501(c)(3), that they have transparency on their page as far as they will list what the money that comes in and how it goes out, that, there is no mystery as far as, who the donors are, who their supporters are, that you are easily able to get in touch with them, things like that. And that if you are able to email them for information, that you will get a response back quickly.
And I'll say before the segment is over, we'll give you Jay's contact information. So Jay has invited you all to give her a call or contact her if you have any questions regarding any rescue groups, any fostering groups. She's with Dallas Pets Alive, which is in the North Texas area, but she can help recommend rescue groups and fostering organizations all over the country. So we'll give you that information here in a second. And there's also, if somebody, and I know this doesn't happen all the time, but if somebody wanted something exotic or wild or something like that, there are opportunities, I guess, to foster an exotic pet.
Yes. And I wanted to build on that before I answered that. If there are people that talk about purebreds and actually like specific types of dogs or cats, there are rescues that cater to specific breeds too. There are bulldog rescues, there are Shih Tzu rescues, there are cat rescues. So if you don't want a shelter dog that you're not real sure of, you don't have a lot of knowledge of the breed, and you just have your heart set on a specific type of dog, you can find a rescue that rescues those type of animals. Trust me. And I can help you find one in your area. You just reach out to me. I've worked with so many different rescues. It's amazing. And I've gotten to know them all over the country. And so, yeah, I can definitely help you find a reputable in your area. For exotic rescues, I actually adopted my bearded dragon from the shelter. That was a fluke. Grandmother came in, said her grandkids didn't have time for them. And then there was a great big fight among the staff over who was going to adopt them. I won. Woo-woo. And, but that doesn't happen very often, but there are rescues out there that do cater to, like bearded dragons or, just, because you don't want to buy them in the pet store. You just don't. You don't want to buy animals from the pet store. So you can also find those type of rescues as well, but please be knowledgeable before you just up and, foster or adopt an exotic animal. Check on the laws in your city and county and make sure you're allowed to have them. Make sure you know how to feed them and take care of them, because they are much more high maintenance than even a dog or a cat. So,
and the better informed you are as a foster parent or potential adoptive parent, you know, the better you are going to be. So these rescue groups don't mind if you contact them, asking them questions. They'd rather have a well-informed foster or rescue than not. So real quick, I want to talk about your current crew that you have at your house right now, because I know you've got quite a few legs in one house, right?
Yes, we still have our first adopted little girl, Molly, that I told you about, the little black dog that jumped in my arms 7 years ago. I have a picture here of Molly, and she's the little black one that always wears dresses. And Lexi is the big white one. We adopted her as a puppy. She was born in the shelter. And Michael calls her Boo Boo, which I don't know why. Her name is Lexi, but anyway. And the middle-sized one is Ripley. She is a pocket boxer, and she showed up at the Mesquite shelter one day when I was working, and everybody assumed she had an owner because she's just fantastically adorable and beautiful, and she was clean, and we put a stray hold on her, you know, because we figured the owner would be walking in the door going, "Where's my dog? Oh my gosh," you know.
Yeah.
But I put an adoption hold on her because I said, if nobody claims her, she's mine. And nobody claimed her. And 5 days later, she came home with me. She tried to kill all the other dogs that were here, literally. And but she just needed to find her way. And I think she was angry that we weren't her family at that time. You know what I'm saying? She needed time to decompress and de-stress and figure out why she was in this different place. And now, oh my God, she
fits right in.
She's the baby. She's the baby.
Aww.
Yeah. So
I love that. And by the way, I was going to tell everybody, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to see all of Jay's pets, we've been putting photos up, which you can see on the vodcast, which is available on YouTube. Just search for Out of the Closet Podcast with me, your host, Andrew Pettke, and you can find and see all the photos of Jay's crew, all those beautiful pups. Oh my gosh. Well, I know you have a huge house full.
Foster just got adopted. I'm so sorry I interrupted you. My foster just got adopted. Dexter, the little Chiweenie. That was rescue only at the Irving shelter because everybody thought he was a demon. And I brought him. And then, so here's a picture of him being a demon. It's absolutely crazy. And because he's so cute. And then he's like, but he was scared. He was scared. And I brought him home, and I had him 2 weeks, and then boom. Yeah. And so the greatest family got him, and they have another dog. Well, and those two dogs are inseparable.
I'm so excited to hear that you had another success story and got another dog into an adoptive home. I know these dogs light up your life, and you light up my life. And so thank you so much for honestly, thank you for all your hard work that you do. You are an angel for these dogs, and I really do appreciate it. And I also thank you for coming on the show and showing everybody that it's not that difficult to become a foster. You can give a little and get a lot in return for that. So before you go, real quick, if you could please let everyone know how they can get in contact with you and how they can get involved either with Dallas Pets Alive or an organization near them.
If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or even the surrounding metroplex, you can go to www.dallaspetsalive, that pets is plural, alive.org. And there's a whole menu of ways to get involved. And even because of the pandemic, you don't have to foster. We have so many virtual roles available. You can help out with. You can volunteer and never have to leave your house. If you want to get a hold of me, my address, I think Andrew's going to put up on the screen, but is JEYC at dallaspetsalive.org. And he'll put my cell phone number up there as well. And the best way is just to text me because my phone rings off.
All right. And you don't text her nudes.
Yeah, please don't. Don't
text her nudes. Just text her if you want to get in contact with her about any fostering. And I want to say a big hats off to your husband, Mike, it takes a lot to be a foster parent, but it also takes a lot to be a supportive, partner in that role as well, because it does take a lot of responsibility to take care of all these amazing pets. And so it's JC at Dallas Pets Alive. That's JEYC at dallaspetsalive.org if you want to get in touch with Jay. or you can call her on her cell phone. I'll put that number on the screen on the podcast, or you can log on to outoftheclosetpodcast.com and look for the show recap for today. And I will put her phone number there so you can get in touch with Jay. All right, now Jay, before you leave, I wanted to see, could you play a real quick game with me?
Will I win money?
There's absolutely zero prize, except you get to still continue to be my friend.
Oh, okay, yay. Okay.
All right. Actually, let me tell you the rules of the game. This game, because you're a foster parent to pets, this game is going to be called To Poop or To Scoop. Okay?
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah. To poop or to scoop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up some photos of some people, places, and or things, and you have to tell me whether you would poop, meaning you don't like it or you get rid of it, or you would scoop it, meaning you love it so much and you need it. There's zero skill needed for this game, but because of that, for every guess you get right, you'll only get half a point. And for every guess you get wrong, you'll get a tooth extracted with rusty pliers. Okay?
Oh, wow. Yay. Okay.
Sounds like a great game. All right. Honestly, the points don't matter. I just wanted to create a game called To Poop or Scoop. Okay?
Because you like to say poop.
Yeah. And scoop. I like poop and scoop. And a loop. All right. That's stupid. All right. But ultimately, the points don't mean anything in this dumb, dorky game. But we're going to go ahead and give it our all. Nonetheless, are you ready to play To Poop or To Scoop?
Yes.
All right. So this is your first image, and you can go over to outoftheclosetpodcast.com and watch this on the podcast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe the images I hold it up for our listeners at home, and then you tell me whether you'd poop or scoop. All right. So our first one is animal crackers. We're looking for those little animal cracker cookies, the Barnum's animal crackers. They come in different shapes.
Scoop, scoop,
Would
scoop.
you scoop? Oh, that means she loves them. She's going to scoop up those animal crackers. Do you bite off the heads?
Yes.
Okay,
and the
so-
tails. And then I eat the milk.
Okay, so even though you're a foster parent, you're all about biting off the heads of those
And
animal
disappearing.
cookies.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. To poop or scoop, if you found money on the ground, poop or scoop?
That doesn't look like money.
This
Those
is a
look like
quarter.
little worm eggs. Oh,
These are quarter.
it's
Sorry,
not- oh, okay.
quarters in dirt. These are quarters in the dirt on the image. Yeah, it does look like eggs.
Scoop, scoop, scoop.
All right, scoop. Now, what would be okay if you see a quarter on the ground? Would you bend over and pick it up?
A quarter. Well, is there a hot guy behind me? Because then, yes, I
Oh,
would bend
hello.
over and pick it up.
All right. All right. Our next one is to poop or scoop. Raisins.
Oh, scoop, scoop, scoop. I love raisins.
Oh, would you do 2 scoops?
Yes.
All right, good. That played into that joke well. All right, poop or scoop? Shirtless Bradley Cooper.
Oh my God, so many scoops.
She's scooping for days.
Oh my God.
All right, poop or scoop? Fake dog poop.
No, go back to Bradley. I'm gonna poop that. Poop that. Poop that.
Okay, you're gonna poop the fake dog poop. All right. How
Yes,
about
okay.
this? How about a whole bunch of shirtless firemen? Poop or scoop?
Scoop, 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 scoop.
All right, scoop on that one. All right, that's pretty good. All right, how about all right, you've seen this at amusement parks. This is when a parent carries a child on a leash because they don't want to lose them. So, are you okay with children on leashes?
No, only
Scoop.
husbands. Only husbands.
Ooh.
So poop that. Only
All
husbands.
right, poop on that one. Well, that might actually lead into our next one because this is BDSM leashes for adults.
Hey,
Poop or scoop?
did Michael let you take that picture? Did he give you?
Yeah, actually, he actually would not let me borrow his. He said it was. He said he's got a lot of attachment to it, so there's no way.
Scoop, scoop.
All right, poop or scoop? Trump 2024, poop or scoop?
Can I say the S word?
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I shit that. Shit. That is shit.
Yeah,
That-
I would take a dump on that Trump. All right, and our final question of this game called To Poop or To Scoop is men in really short shorts.
Well, I'm looking there now. Well, yeah.
Again, I had to borrow the photo from Mike to get this your husband.
It depends. Are they going to be dancing like you?
It's gonna basically look like church bells. That's how short they are.
let's poop and scoop, because if they're going to the club and they're going to be drinking, then I would scoop. But if they're just going to be like walking around, then no, I can't.
All right. Well, thank you for playing that stupid game called To Poop or Scoop with Jay LEHEW of Dallas Pets Alive. I want to thank you again for coming on the show. I had an amazing time. I know we got to just talk a little bit about pet fostering, but like I said, everybody can get in contact with you if they have any more questions. Thank you again to this podcast official pet fostering expert, one of the funniest ladies I know, and my forever friend, Jay LEHEW.
I want to foster you. I want to foster Andrew.
I don't think my papers will come through, but anyway, we'll see how that goes. All right. Hey, if you have any questions about fostering, pet fostering in general, even the rescue groups, you can reach out to Jay at that's JEYC, the letter C, at DallasPetsAlive.org. That's JC at DallasPetsAlive.org. And get in contact with her there. I'll post her cell phone number and information on our website, outtheclosetpodcast.com. For all the information on Dallas Pets Alive and all the amazing work they do in the North Texas area, you can visit DallasPetsAlive.org and get a recap of today's segment, like I said. And I'll post all of the links to different fostering programs and rescue programs all across the nation. So you can log on there and find that out. That's outtheclosetpodcast.com. Well, thank you so much, Jay.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
I had an amazing time. Have a great rest of the week, and give all of your cute little babies kisses from their gay Uncle Andrew.
Oh, and they said to tell you that to work on your potty training. And
I need to put down more pee pads.
You can do it.
You know what? This is just a dog just trying to get a bone. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. Woo! You better work. That's right. It's time to tell you all about the drag queen that everyone knows and loves. Creator and host of the famous RuPaul's Drag Race, a successful music career, countless TV shows, movies, and special appearances. And of course, we're all talking about the mother of drag, the queen of all queens, RuPaul. Born as RuPaul Andre Charles in 1970, RuPaul is the world-renowned international drag queen, actor, model, singer, songwriter, producer, and television personality and host. And since 2009, he has produced and hosted the reality competition series that we all know and love, RuPaul's Drag Race, for which he has received 8 Primetime Emmy Awards and has Drag Race series now internationally in multiple countries. You guys have probably seen it. They have Holland, they have Germany, I think, is coming out, UK, and of course here in the States, and there's even bigger things planned. In 2017, he was included in the annual Time 100 list of the most influential people in the world. And in 2019, Fortune noted RuPaul as easily the world's most famous drag queen. But before the lace front wigs, padding, and lifting other drag queens to stardom on her coattails, RuPaul was born and raised in San Diego. Her parents were originally from Louisiana, and actually RuPaul was named by his mother. Ru is a name that came from roux, R-O-U-X, which is a term for the base of gumbo. Now, when his parents divorced in 1967, he and his 3 sisters lived with his mother, and then they later moved to Atlanta, where he studied performing arts. Now, of course, you guys all know, RuPaul is gay. He has actually been with his husband, George LeBar, since 1994, when they met at the iconic and infamous Limelight nightclub in New York City. And then they married in January of 2017. And actually, we'll talk about the Limelight nightclub on the next episode of Out of the Closet podcast. So you'll definitely want to tune in for that. All right. Now, the crazy thing, well, maybe it's not that crazy. If you're open-minded, they do have an open marriage. RuPaul stating that he would not want to, quote unquote, put restraints on the person he loves the most. So they have an open relationship. And his husband actually manages a huge ranch and is a painter as well. Now, RuPaul's first prominent national exposure came in 1989, dancing as an extra in the video for Love Shack by the B-52s. Did you know that? Tim Roof, Roasted. Anyway, he settled in New York, where he became a popular fixture on the nightclub scene. RuPaul achieved international fame as a drag queen with the release of his debut single, Supermodel, You Better Work, which was included on his debut studio album, Supermodel of the World, released in 1993. So look how far he's come. Then in 1994, RuPaul became a spokesperson for MAC Cosmetics, raising money for the MAC AIDS Fund and becoming the first drag queen to ever land a major cosmetics campaign. Later that same year, he received his own talk show on VH1, The RuPaul Show, which he hosted for over 100 episodes, while co-hosting the morning radio show on WKTU with Michelle Visage, you know, his right-hand girl that's always on the drag race panel with him. And they also have a podcast, but I'll get into that in a second. He has continued success as a recording artist, releasing 14 studio albums to date as of last year, including Foxy Lady of 1996, Ho 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 of 1997, Champion of 2009, Glamazon of 2011, and Born Naked of 2014. And you know he's constantly putting out new music. As an actor, RuPaul has made appearances in films including Crooklyn, the Brady Bunch movie, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, But I'm a Cheerleader, Hurricane Bianca, the Comedy Central series Broad City, and the Netflix original programming Girl Boss, Grace and Frankie, and AJ and the Queen, if you've seen that as well. In between beating his face and putting on wigs, he has also published 3 books. The first book is called Letting It All Hang Out in 1995. And the second book is called Working It, RuPaul's Guide to Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Style in 2010. And then Guru in 2018. I love when RuPaul does the puns off of her name. RuPaul's Drag Race has produced highly rated seasons in the United States and international seasons in other countries, like we talked about earlier. And the word is on the street that there's even more international formats of the show in production right now as we speak. This has also inspired several other spin-off series, including RuPaul's Drag U. Did y'all watch that? I used to love that show. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, which, you know, focuses on the all-stars of the Drag Race show, and RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race, which I also loved. He's also featured as a host on series such as Skin Wars, Good Work, and the Gay for Play game show starring himself, RuPaul. But it hasn't always been hits. Yeah, actually, in 2019, his daytime talk show, RuPaul, premiered and was canceled after a very short 3-week test run. In fall of 2013, RuPaul joined forces with cosmetic manufacturers Color Revolution to launch his debut makeup line featuring ultra-rich pigment, cosmetics, and a beauty collection. And it was released alongside a unisex perfume called Glamazon. RuPaul actually started smoking marijuana at age 10, if you can believe that. And of course, he was always in nightclubs at an early age. But since 1999, RuPaul has said he has been completely sober from alcohol and any mind-altering substances. All right, and since you guys are a fan of podcasts, because obviously you're listening to this one, thank you, by the way. I don't know if you've ever caught RuPaul's podcast, but it is incredible. It's called The Podcast, RuPaul, What's the Tea? With Michelle Visage. And it debuted actually on April 6th of 2014 and is still broadcasting today and available for streaming too. And it really is a great show. You can get some in-depth conversations with Michelle and RuPaul on that podcast. So I love listening. It's a lot of fun. All right, now RuPaul's DragCon. Have you guys heard of this? It's amazing. It's basically where all the drag queens of the world come together. It's an annual drag-themed convention held it's been held in Los Angeles and in New York. And just so you know, when it comes to pronouns, RuPaul is indifferent to which gender-specific pronoun are used to refer to him or her or them. Right? You can call me he. This is what he said. I love this. You can call me he. You can call me she. You can call me Regis and Kathy Lee. I don't care, just as long as you call me. For you youngsters that don't know, Regis and Kathy Lee were the original Kelly and Ryan. Anyway, one thing you can always call RuPaul, though, is successful. RuPaul has accomplished so much in his lifetime, opening minds by being the most true Ru version of himself, giving a platform and a spotlight to countless amounts of other drag queens, and is still making huge impacts in society, television, film, radio, podcasting. Just like an episode of Drag Race, you never know what Mama Ru is going to do next, but we know it's going to be filled with creativeness, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, and we can't wait to see what's next. Thank you, RuPaul, for being a gay icon. Well, just an icon in general. For more information on RuPaul, to see links to the stories about RuPaul's life, including information provided by different websites and Wikipedia, I'll have all the links there. Plus, you can see historical RuPaul photos and more. Just visit outoftheclosetpodcast.com. Shantae, you slay. Yes.
It's Mystica Masala, owner of the most famous drag queen food truck and the winner of the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network. Now you can get my extremely tasty Mystica Masala spices and spice blends. The same spices we used in my award-winning dishes, featured on Food Network, even my famous tikka masala blend and my savory and spicy tandoori blend. Plus, my free recipes on the back of every package. Just log on to dragfoodtruck.com. That's dragfoodtruck.com. Enter OOTC at checkout for 15% off.